It sounds like you had this crazy moment where you're in an alley and someone's walking by and something struck you and you said, "I better stop." Like, tell me about the
Kind of.
switch.
Kind of. I mean, first of all, it doesn't matter whether it's weed or heroin or cocaine or sex or gambling or money, property, press, all of that. What it's about is, I released a solo album called God Shaped Hole, and I don't mean religion. What I mean is there is a spiritual hole inside all of us that
Mhm.
suffer that we try and fill with sex, with money, with success, with drugs, with alcohol. It's all the same thing at that point. So your addiction
Agreed.
to weed, my addiction to heroin and cocaine, it's exactly the same thing because it's not about the substance. It's about the feelings that we are trying to block out with
Mhm.
sex, money, drugs, alcohol, all that. What happened to me is luckily I had what's called a moment of clarity. And it literally was that quick. But what it was, ultimately I was young. Well, I wasn't that young. I was late 20s, but I was wrapped up in the perceived glamour of heroin addiction, which is, live fast, die young, leave a good looking corpse. Well, I mean, I wasn't young and my corpse would not have been good looking, you know? But in the haze of it all, and it wasn't glamorous. I was homeless. I mean, it was awful. It was awful. I've been shot. I've been stabbed. I've done time. It's like it wasn't a
Mhm.
great life, but still those voices are going on. And the moment of clarity was I had this realization that I was gonna die. For sure I was gonna die. I mean, I had scored a dime bag, which is $10, nothing, and I couldn't get it in my arms because my veins were so shot all over my body. And I had this moment where I thought, you know what? I am gonna die, which I wasn't scared of. But the problem is there's gonna be no funeral. No one's going to care. It's not going to be this gangster procession with black horses and carriages through the streets of London while the public cry, Billy Morrison, we loved you, gone too soon. The reality was, if anyone cared, or if
Mhm.
anyone even found out, they would have gone, oh yeah, I'm not surprised. He's been dying for the last 15 years. No one would have cared. My parents would not have been surprised. If they'd have got the call, they'd have they would not have been surprised. They'd have got, okay, thank you. We've been expecting that. No one would have given a shit. That was my moment of clarity. I don't want to go out
Wow.
like
Yeah.
don't want to go out like that. And so the decision to ask for help, which, I have a charity here in America, and its slogan is it's okay to ask for help. To
Yeah.
me, that's where it all starts. We were talking about what's cool. What to me is the coolest is when someone goes, I can't do this. Please help me.
Right. Yeah.
That's
I
cooler than anything because suicide is a very long-term solution to a very short-term problem, you know? And I've lost many friends to suicide, depression, trauma, mental health. I suffered from it myself. I was granted the ability to ask for help. Something made me make a phone call and go, I can't.
yeah.
I need some help. So that's what happened.
That's beautiful. I really appreciate how, honest you're being. Um, it's funny, this again, this is why I do this, because I want to inspire as many people as possible to have conversations, because with the crazy 3 years I've had and the life that I've had, everything comes down to words, and so many people get stuck with the words inside and they don't know how to just say the word. And when you say, I have a problem, or you start to contextualize the issue, it changes everything. And then you can say things like, I need help. And it perpetuates positivity just by putting it out, similar to how we said, like, vibrations, frequency, music. You have to put that out. It has to resonate.